As you know, my name is Dee Dee Bell, and I have owned Statement Apparel since 2015. I bought it from Susan Sandell, who had been in this location since 1997. When Susan was ready to retire, I went to her, we met, and I decided to buy the store. But I wanted to do something a little different with it,
Okay.
because it was at a time when everyone was going to online. And I really believed, and I still believe to this day, that people want that interaction. They want that touch and feel. They don't want to take a guess on their size. They want to be helped. They want someone to care. They want to feel good. And so I truly believe back then, and I do now, that that will always be the case. I think people will always desire a place to come. I mean, when they come through the door and we send them out feeling their best, they become like family.
So tell me a little bit about with COVID, I guess from the beginning to right now, what's been the feeling here?
So back in March of 2020, we were, our store was filling up with spring goods. Our sale had started on fall and winter goods. So we had our big sale going. We only have 2 a year, so it's a big deal. And the boxes are coming fast and furious, which they do in February. And then I had a knee replacement on March 12th. I get a call and the girls say, there's no one in the store. And then that's when I heard that the shutdown was coming. So they shut it down that following week, and we were then closed for 12 weeks. In the meantime, the boxes kept coming. There was no way to stop them, and some of them come from overseas. And then I thought, how am I going to pay for all that stuff? One day being closed for this shop is huge, because what people don't understand about retail is that you buy a year ahead of time, and you're basically signing a contract with your vendor, and they've already processed the goods. They make the goods, they pay their designers, and I mean it's such a trickle down. So if I were to cancel those orders, the ones that hadn't shipped, excuse me, it wouldn't be fair to anybody. That's her color. When I bought the business in 2015, all of Barkley Village was bustling. We're here, it's 10:45. We opened at 10 o'clock in the morning, and this place was full of people. And it was people who work and live over here, a lot of office buildings. They'd come by and get their coffee, they'd stop in. The movie theater brought ladies in before and after the movies, before and after dining, and the foot traffic, it literally stopped. I could have stood out in the middle of that road with racks of clothing, and not a person would drive by. And it's sad, and I don't know if that's going to come back for a little while. I think it will, because I think you can't work out of your house forever. Talking with Barkley management, they're optimistic in that movie theater opening and restaurants open to full capacity. And
Yeah. So do you think that the fear that people have, I mean, fear is real, but do you think that it's being fed into?
that's an interesting question, because the days where they say the number of increases in positive tests, or the headline all throughout a day is about COVID, I have no business.
Right.
And if it's a day, like this, when the snow hit, people are out and about. I don't know. I think it's a psychological thing too. I think there's, for the elderly, I think to be fearful is real.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they've, and this is nationwide too, have sort of made stuff up as they go. This rule's good today, but not tomorrow, or and then tomorrow it changes. And when you have a customer who comes in and a lady comes out of the dressing room and she doesn't have her mask on because she's trying on clothes, they leave because they're, and I'm nervous about that. I'm worried that, am I going to be turned in or something? I think the most interesting part of the clothing business is that they felt early on that the virus could live in the clothes. And so, you couldn't try on clothes,
Yeah.
and then you had to quarantine them. And I just sort of, I shouldn't laugh at it, but it's almost comical when you think it never had any science behind it.
Right.
I think all business owners know what they need to do to be safe. It's been repeated over and over and over. I mean, there's not one person that doesn't understand the safety of what they can do in their own business, you know, the things that they can do to prevent the virus. And at this point, with the vaccine coming out, I think everybody has that choice to decide if they're going to open or not. I was talking to my dry cleaner. His business is down because nobody's going anywhere.
Right.
People aren't needing their clothes cleaned. I mean, so it affects so many other people down the way. I talked to my vendors, and they've had to lay off designers. They've had to lay off staff, all kinds of staff. Yeah, it's really sad, and I hope things come back. I left here the other night, and I took my mask off as I left, and there was a man walking, and he was taking his off, and we both looked at each other, and we both smiled. And I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that so much.